Reveal Nation, today we're going to talk about the single leg stiff leg deadlift. From a balance and mobility standpoint, this is probably one of the harder exercises we do. It's also one of the most important as our hamstring doesn't get a lot of love. The main driver is going to be that hamstring and a little bit of the glutes. The whole back side of the body is going to be working. The setup, athletic stance, shoulders back, my core is tight, front and back. I'm going to put most of the pressure in my left heel, and I want to keep all my weight in the heel. I'm going to pretend I have a rope attached to my hips, trying to pull my hips backwards. So as my hips get pulled backwards, my upper body is going to fall forward to wherever I'm comfortable until I get good tension on that hamstring. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstring, pull my hips back up. From the front, set up, pressure in the heel, pull the hips back, let my hips fall forward. A couple things we can do with help balance. We can grab a bar and use that. When we have a box out, as I fall forward, just balance on the box. Squeeze the hamstring, keep the pressure in the heel. The biggest mistake we see on this exercise are my hips not staying square to the ground. So as my hips, let's turn that way. As my hips start pulling back, what a lot of us want to do to take the pressure off that hamstring is to turn our hips, our opposite hip up. So really think of keeping your shoulders square to the floor, hips square to the floor. If you're balancing with your hands, if I'm on my left heel, I'm going to reach down with that right hand to help keep my shoulders square, help keep my hips square. You can always put a bar across your hips. As I drop down, what I don't want is that bar popping up. I want to keep that parallel to the ground and make sure I keep all the pressure in my hamstring. It doesn't matter how far forward you can go. As you get stronger, the mobility is going to come. So even if I only get here, once I start feeling that pressure, once I start feeling that hip wanting to pop up, that's where I stop, squeeze, pull the hips back up to straight. Eventually, the goal is getting that body parallel to the ground. Staying in the heel, squeezing the hamstring and glute, coming back set. It's a great way to strengthen the hamstring. Just focus on where the shoulders should be and what muscles should be working. The key driver is that hamstring. Don't let the hips pop up. That's the single leg, stiff leg deadlift.